Hello, welcome to Open Door Guidance.
I'm AG.
I'm Tiffany, and today's topic is trust. Truth is better than a lie. You're less likely to get in trouble for the truth than you are a lie. Once you lie, it's really hard to gain trust. So when that happens, it's kind of like,
It's like the boy who cried wolf. You know how he kept saying, oh, there's a wolf, twice, right? There was no wolf. He was just making a joke, and all the villagers were like, oh my gosh, this kid. And then the third time there was actually a wolf, but nobody came because they were like, oh, he's lying. Like, what,
correct. No, very much correct.
The boy probably got ate by the wolf. I don't know how that story ends, but yeah.
Good example.
Don't get eaten by the wolf.
Right. I mean, literally. But that goes for a lot of things. If you got in trouble at school, if you got into an altercation with a classmate.
I'm always the first one to tell her anything before even the school calls her. I'd be like, Mom, this is what happened today, so if the school calls you, don't be surprised.
Yeah, and I'll get her side, and then when the school calls me, I'll get their side, and then I'm like, okay, well, AJ already told me, so I was already prepared for this conversation. I've already spoken to my daughter about the things that she needs to change. Just FYI, here's the things that you need to change. I say this to say this, though. I didn't have open communication with my mom. So, yeah, there was a lot of stuff that I did way behind her back. You know what I'm saying? That she never knew about until I turned 18. And if I wanted to tell her, I told her. If I didn't, to this day, she still don't know about it. So, I don't get it twisted. I didn't never sneak out. I ain't never, threw no parties at my house or nothing like that. But, when I was at friend's house, trust me, I was doing stuff that I was not supposed to be doing at the age of 14. And some old change. Yeah, you can have that look. It's okay. But that is why I always told AJ, hey! And I always told her, don't ever go against your intuition. So one thing I do know about Asia is that even if she was to go to a party or go somewhere that, is not necessarily in the best interest of Asia, she does her research. She will not go anywhere if there's potential to have the police come or her getting hurt, stuff like that. Anytime, even when she rode the bus or she walked to school or whatever, she would always text me or call me or whatever. Hey mom, we're going to this. Even if she was like, hey mom, our teacher's not here, for class, we're about to walk to Taco Bell. Okay, just be careful.
Well, that happened freshman year.
I mean, I don't really have, as long as you're honest, I'm gonna let you do you, because you have to start building how you're gonna make decisions for your life. So I think it's very, very important that you make the best decisions of your life, even as a high schooler or a teenager. But you have to be honest with your parents so that they can trust that you can make good decisions for your life.
But parents, you have to be understanding. You do realize you're raising a teenager. Do you remember when you were a teenager? I'm pretty sure you did a lot of things behind your parents' back. Would you rather have your teenager tell you things, Yes, because at least you could keep them somewhat safe, Like, it's just, you have to be understanding. You can't be like that hard-ass parent, like freaking Red Foreman from that 70s shit. Like, you can't do that. You gotta have some type of leeway.
I agree with that.
For your kids to, tell you where they're going or what they're doing, where they're at, or to even like trust you with telling you things, I have a lot of friends that can't tell their parents things, and I have to ask my mom for that parently advice so I could give to them. I don't have that trust with their parents. They feel so judged. Yeah, they feel judged, and that sucks because I've never felt that way in my life because I've had my mom. I told everything to my mom. My mom told me everything about her. So we have that, like connection and have that trust and have that loyalty, I guess, So parents, you really have to build that trust and loyalty. Even if it's like, if you think it's too late, that's okay. At least you can still try to do something, But especially if you have like a 13-year-old, 12-year-old, whatever. Try to build that trust before they turn like 18 and stuff. You know what I mean?
I get her point. She's right. If we're asking our children to be honest with what they're doing with their life, we have to be honest with what we've done in our life.
You can't be hypocrites. A lot of things I do, my mom did when she was younger. The only difference is she knows what I'm doing, when I'm doing it, who I'm doing it with, where, like, so she knows I'm safe. That's the only difference. So she can't be a hypocrite. Like, if you were doing stuff at whatever age behind your parents' back and you wasn't supposed to do it, let your child do it. If they choose to, don't force them to do that. But if they choose to do it, you can't get mad at them because you have the same mentality, you know? Like,
yeah. I mean, as much, and let's be honest, parents, as much as, you know, we might tell them our story in hopes that they don't navigate to that, they're going to navigate to it. You know, one thing that I know that a lot of people do is when they're raising their children, they never want to give a reason why not to do something. That, to me, piques the child's curiosity even more.
They'll be like, oh, don't do that. And they'll be like, why? Because I said so. And that's not a real reason. Because you said so. Like, give the real reason.
Because it's hot.
It's
because
facts.
You can get burned. Because, you know, you can break something. Because, you know, you don't trust you don't know the parents. You don't know the children. You don't know what they're into. You know, I mean, there's so many, whatever the reason is, give it to your child. Mm-hmm. Yes, your child might get upset. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, at least they have a reason why they could not do something or why you didn't approve them to do something.
And if they do it, you know, behind your back, at least they know the reason why and what they're getting into. So you could say, I told you so, you know, instead of saying...
I'm pretty sure they'll know the consequences if they still break that, because I'm sure you told them, hey, if you do this, just know you will be grounded, or you will, you know, not be able to go to the next 5 parties, you know, thereafter, or whatever you guys link up. You can't have your PlayStation. You can't have your phone. Whatever. Because there comes consequences, children, when you disobey. You know, so, again, trust is a two-way street. Just know that...
It's not Matilda. It's not, oh, I'm big, you're small. You know, you have to listen to me, you know. Like, they're humans. We're all humans. Treat each other as humans. Doesn't matter what age they are. I talked to my baby cousin who's, 2? It's going to be 3 this year. Mm-hmm. And I talk to her as, like, a normal human. Like, she responds, like, you know, like...
Oh, she talks very well.
Yeah, like, she responds so well. Like, you know, I literally tell her about my day. She tells me about her day. And she's only 2. You know? Like, it's that simple.
You know, me and Asia, I've been honest with her with everything. Not only because I wanted her to be in the know of why certain things in our life were going the way that they were. But I also wanted her opinion and her decision on something because this also affected her life. Mm-hmm. So, you know, for me, it was just like, hey, you know, this is what's going to happen. This is what's happening. You know, how do you feel about this? What do you see? You know, you think, you know, is this a good idea? Is this not a good idea? You know, how do you feel? Because I wanted her to feel comfortable in whatever the situation was. You know, I mean, and when I say that, it's just because I've been very low. You know, I've had to climb out of holes many times in my life for things that I couldn't control. You know what I'm saying? I might have been jobless. I might have lost my job. You know, I've had to start over. You know, I might have had, you know, people walk out of my life that left me hanging. You know, whatever the situation was, I just dealt with it, but I had to let the agent know, hey, it's going to be a struggle for this many months. You know, are you okay? How are you doing? You know, whatever. So, again, we have that trust. We're very, 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 very open with each other. You know, Asia's never been dishonest, ever. You know, she, don't get twisted, she's effed up a few times. But when I say a few, I mean like maybe 3.
I don't know, my whole 18
out of 18
years.
Yeah. Parents, if your kid does F up, don't, like, hang it over their head for years and years and years and years and years and years and years to come. People change. They fucked up. Okay.
It happened.
Right.
It's in the past.
Yeah. I mean, Jesus.
They know
Christmas,
better, I'm
like,
for sure.
You know, just be pissed. It's okay. But, you know, once you're pissed, then you go and talk to your kid, and then you're like, hey, this is why I'm mad. I want you to know that I still love you. You are punished, you know, but moving forward, you know, we need to make sure that we're all on the same page. And that's literally how we did it. You know what I'm saying? Anytime I got mad at Asia, I never went to bed leaving her thinking that I was still upset or that I was still mad or whatever. You know, I always went into her room and was like, look, I hate getting mad, but I'm pissed. You know, this is not okay. Like, this is the reason why it's not okay. And then just kept it pushing. I mean, whether or not Asia was still in her feelings, you know, she had to deal with that herself. But I always wanted to make sure that she knew that I still loved her. Nothing changes. I don't see her differently. I know you effed up. Cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to hold it over your head. And I never did that. Have I ever done it?
No.
Oh, okay. She gotta check me too. You know what I'm saying? She gotta check her mama too.
Right.
Parents, sometimes you need to get evaluated too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, we all need some self-improvement sometimes.
Yeah, that's facts.
But I think ultimately, you know, you gotta do what's best for your family. But, you know, definitely need to know that they have, you know, some support with their parents. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Hey teens, specifically you, leave a comment down below. Tell me how you feel. What would you like to see your parents do differently? Asia's told me before. Leave it in the comments below. So if you like this topic,
parents, listen.
yes, take some constructive criticism.
Yeah, not some like, oh, I wish my parent could ride a unicorn. Not like that, but you know, like something that you think could change between your relationship.
Yeah.
And how you guys are, you know.
And there's also, real quick, before we, you know, go ahead and close down or, you know, end this topic, there are some great, like, parent journals and teenage journals out there.
Oh, yeah, I forgot we had that.
Yeah, we use that. It was called, like, Mommy, Daughter. I'm sure they have some from mothers and sons, fathers and daughters, fathers and sons. I'm sure. And even if they don't, make your guys' own journal.
It had, like, questions like, oh, what's your favorite music genre? You know, what's your favorite food? And then you write it down, you give it to, you know, your parent or your kid. Yep. They read it and they find more about you, and then they write their answer down, they give it back, and you read it, you find more about them. That's a really good way to keep communication and to find out about each other, you know, if you're too scared to actually have verbal and their face-to-face conversation. Interests. Yeah. And goals. And fears. And dreams.
And sadness.
And happiness.
I love how this yin and yang's happening right now.
I know. Okay.
Anyways, alright, so this is our time, but we will be back next week. So if you liked today's topic, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit your bell notification. Don't forget to hit your notification bell to see when we upload next. Yeah. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye.